Welcome to the BMW portion of Restoration Design. Today I'm here to talk to you about the frame rails that we had installed on our 1973 BMW 02 series. Now, the frame rails are kind of particular. We're talking about suspension and just holding the car up entirely. So you need to make sure that they're secured properly and they're installed nice and straight. So we took a couple of steps to prepare for that. One of the steps that we took to prepare for that is over here we've added a piece of steel, 1-inch square tubing that I have actually welded to the rotisserie that we have the car attached to. And I welded it with the original frame rail in place so that the frame rails go back exactly where they were. So when I removed the frame rails, I was able to bolt the frame rail back into where it was on the rotisserie and then clamp it to the 1-inch piece of tubing that I installed here just to make sure it went right back where it was. Now when you're taking care of this project, make sure you take several measurements. You want measurements between your frame rails, you want measurements from your frame rail to suspension and solid points on the car. The jack posts are a good spot to use as measuring tools. Also, if you look online, I'm sure you could find some drawings, which we have, to compare your measurements to, just to make sure everything was straight. Now, one of the things that I had to do with these frame rails is, in the future, we have intentions on replacing the inner quarters here. The entire front inner quarter comes as one whole section, so we'll be replacing it all in one shot. So when I put the frame rails back in, all I did was use self-tapping screws to secure it to the inner well. The next thing that I did is I used a strap along with the frame of our rotisserie here in order to be able to hold the frame rail in the right position while we removed the section of the floor. The section of the floor was necessary to remove. As you can see, we are in the midst of replacing them. And if you join us for our next video, we'll be able to give you a bit more instructions on installing the floor around the frame rail. Just to give you an idea on the process of installing the frame rails, it's always a good idea to only remove one portion of the car at a time. So in this project, we removed the passenger or driver's side frame rail first, and got the new one in place and positioned properly. And then once that was in position, I moved on to replacing this floor. This entire section here is all brand new, and we put that in last week. After I had the floor in, then I could finish installing the frame rail to the new floor that we have put in. In the process of doing that, there was a large area of damage on the corners. This corner here down on the other side. So we repaired that, and that piece actually, you can't buy that anywhere, so we just fabricated that ourselves. We did a one-off. Once we had those rust areas taken care of, then I moved to this side of the car here, where I removed the frame rail and reinstalled it in the position that it was in. The reason we stopped here was to continue another video showing you in depth on how to properly install the floor in our BMW 02. Thank you for watching the summary on installing our frame rails. Be sure to click the link below for the installation on finishing the floor on our BMW 02 series. Just to let you guys know, these are just suggested methods of installation. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to view more videos, and we look forward to seeing you as well. Thank you.